Muy buena gente, bienvenidos a Kingdom Come Deliverance. Vamos a continuar la historia. Vamos a ir en busca del cojo. A ver qué encontramos. ¿Qué nos dicen los del pueblo? A ver si lo encontramos, ¿no? Me gustaría también encontrar algún tesoro. Así que vamos a investigar la ciudad esa, o en el pueblo ese, y buscamos algún tesorito después. A ver si tenemos suerte. También tenemos que aprender a leer. A ver. La luz de amanecer, macho. O de atardecer, ¿qué hora es? Atardecer. Vamos a ver si podemos arreglar la ropa. La armadura. Uf, está cerrado. Claro, la hora que son. La hora que son, pues ya me diréis. Hacemos, vale. También tenemos esto de matar al líder. Esto está... Va a tardar un huevo. Pero bueno, nos encontraremos algo por el camino seguro. Seguro, no segurísimo. Un caminante, un asaltante. ¿Y por qué se va cerrando las cosas? Si voy viendo el mapa. No se queda abierto. Vale. A lo mejor con el viaje rápido no se abre el mapa. Hay que hacerlo con el personaje. ya estamos llegando. Descubrir dónde vive el bandido. Nos vamos a dar una vuelta por el pueblo. A ver, pasa algo. Hasta la puerta de sangre, ¿no?
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
¿Qué ha pasado?
Jesus St. Peter. This is all I need. You'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
There are no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say you had a limp?
Shit. Allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of him.
Hostias.
Sacre. Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Pues anda bien. Vale.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
¿Quién era Lubos el
Poor
Renco?
grafter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern or what have you.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk. You never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Joder, ¿estaría solo siempre o qué? A ver.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut
El
him like that
mondongo.
without
El
someone
mondongo era las
hearing him
tripas.
scream.
Madre mía, el mondongo.
Another thing about Lubos. I want to learn to read. Who should I go and see?
There's a retired scribe in Ujits. He can teach you.
Guay, vamos a aprender a leer. A ver. Esta.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Who was this Lubos who was murdered?
You could see at first glance he was no good. I kept well out of his way.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
There wasn't sight or sound of him for a long time. And then yesterday, he turned up at the church and even talked to the parish priest. I never saw him do that before. Probably had a bad conscience.
Habla con el sacerdote.
Do you know what Lubos was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
No lo
I
vas a
don't
ver.
think he was home. I didn't see him all day.
Do you know who Lubos used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
As far as I know, he had nobody at all in this world.
O sea, que era un tío solitario.
That's all.
Vale, pues
Thank
habrá que hablar con el sacerdote. Vale, pero hay que seguir preguntando. Hombre, el escriba.
God be with you.
¿Ves? Quisiera
I'd like to
aprenderle.
learn to read.
At this time of day, are you right in the head? Come back tomorrow morning.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
Nada, esto no lo van a decir todo lo mismo.
That's all. Thank you.
Vale, por la mañana iremos a...
Good day to you. What do you need?
a que nos enseñe a leer.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Of course. Ask away.
Do you know what Lubos was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
Not a clue.
Esta gente no sabe nada, tío.
Do you know anyone Lubos used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
He was a loner. He didn't even have any mates
Nada,
in the
nada.
tavern.
Nada,
That's
lo
all.
mismo todo el mundo.
Hey!
Jesus Christ be praised.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you? Well, what do I care? Ask.
Oye,
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately, not even in the tavern. Not till
No,
yesterday in
no,
church.
todo el
it
mundo igual.
happens.
pero en la
That's all.
iglesia.
Thank you.
Vamos allá a hablar con el padre. Tía el padre. ¿Lo que está haciendo esto aquí con lo que está cayendo, padre? A ver.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sahanish of Lipa, investigating the massacre at Neuhof, which seems to be connected to a murder here. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Lubosh? What was he like?
A bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
El secreto devoto.
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man's son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confession.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
Este no va a querer hablar.
For heaven's sake, Father, can you really look me in the eye and tell me that, when you know you may be condemning innocent people to death?
I can, because if I broke that vow, the consequences would be much worse than if I didn't. Maybe not immediately, but one day. The mills of God grind slowly.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confession. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Do you have any worries? My dear lad, I have more worries than I can bear. Another pair of shoulders would ease my burden. I have to deal with a local witch.
A witch?
The herb woman, old Gertrude. That devious hag who will stoop to anything. Like all herbalists, for that matter.
Oh, don't tell me. The cows are giving blood instead of milk. The babies are being born with 2 heads and a tail.
This is no laughing matter. Gertrude isn't evil. She just has peculiar ideas about what's good for people. A little bird told me she incited some Uzhet's women to witchery.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to go and see her and find out what she's been up to. I know she lives in fear of the Holy Church, so tell her I sent you. That will make her talk and think twice about encouraging witchcraft. If you learn that she truly did involve folk in some foolishness, find out all you can and deal with it.
Consider it done.
Good. And never fear. I'm a man who always pays his debts. You'll find Gertrude, the old herb woman, in the woods.
Vale. En el bosque. Descubrir más sobre Lubus el Renco. Ir a ver Gertrude, la arbolista, las mujeres de Ulises. Una mujer usada por el camino de la brujería. Vale. Pues nada, vamos a ver si encontramos a esa. Es en el bosque, ¿eh? Flechas, ¿cómo andamos de flecha? 15, 19, 15... ¿De cuánto tengo? Hostia, susto me anda la vaca. Que hago en la leche que me malo. ¿Qué debe ser? Ahora nos vamos a meter en cosas de brujas. Madre mía. El juego tiene de todo, tío. Toca todos los palos. Está dormida, míralo. ¿Qué hora es? A las 8. Uf, tenemos que comer, ¿eh? Buena global, tío, ¿qué pasa? Tenía el chat desactivado, tío. ¿Cómo es eso? Aquí estamos, esperando que se despierte una bruja para hablar con ella. Pero señora, mira que está cayendo y está aquí en la puerta.
I've come from the priest. They're saying you incited some women to witchcraft.
Me? Witchcraft? That's nothing but idle chat.
Speak up, you old hag, or I'll wring your neck.
Easy now, lad.
Se ha cagado.
Threaten an old woman like me? But, very well. I'll tell you all I know. I've done a very foolish thing. It's preying on my mind so much I can't sleep a wink.
I'm supposed to believe an old witch has pangs of conscience.
Laugh if you like, but it's not a word of a lie. You probably know I sell various magic lotions and potions alongside my herbs. Well, there's one I wish I hadn't sold. You see, Vera, Zlata, and Kuta from Uzhitz wanted a magic ointment from me. I kept refusing them, but in the end I let them talk me into it.
What kind of ointment was
¿Qué
it?
tipo,
One that will show you a world no one else can see. A place of wonder and terror. The flowers might start talking to you, or the earth could swallow you up. I don't know if it's the work of the devil or of God himself, but the ointment has that power. But it could poison any person who doesn't know how to use it right.
So all this talk of witches anointing themselves and then flying to their sabbaths on broomsticks.
The ointment could make a person see such things. But it was stupid of me letting those foolish women get their hands on it. They could poison themselves or fall off.
Se le ha vendido veneno a 3 mujeres para poder hablar con los muertos.
I want to know something else. What did they want the ointment for?
Each one of them lost a loved one recently, and it's grieving them. They wanted to talk
se debía venir. ¿Por qué cambiaste de idea al final?
What changed your mind?
I'm losing sleep over it. Firstly, those women don't know what they're doing. And secondly, folk might see it as witchcraft. And do you know what they do to witches?
Burn them alive.
That they do. So don't be surprised I'm worried.
It didn't bother you before, though.
Pues entonces... Ya he escuchado suficiente.
If you've heard enough, you must understand why I need your help. Find out from those women what they intend, and watch over them to keep them safe.
Very well. But only because the priest himself asked me to.
Thank you 1,000-fold. I'll go to the Reverend myself and explain. You take care of those women.
Vale. Hablar con las mujeres del pueblo sobre un ungüento mágico. Hostia, esta tiene aquí sembra de todo. Herboristería hemos subido. Vamos a coger un poco de todo. Un poquito de todo. Estas. Diga. Eufrasia. Lo que vamos a aprender a leer ahora, Cuando termine esta misión vamos a aprender a leer. Ya se pueden hacer pócimas de esa para guardar partida. Venga, hombre. Vale. Por cierto, ¿tengo algún punto o algo? A ver. Sí. En la habilidad, en la agilidad. Las aquellas cosas no 30% menos de heridas. Si no se lleva armadura de placas en un 50% más sencillo que llevar los ataques de combate. Las caídas. Pues esa. escucha bien, ¿no? Global y se ve bien, ¿no? A ver qué es. Un tronco quemado. Tengo que investigar todavía algo más. Algo más, alguien esconde algo. Vamos a empezar por aquí. A ver. Hogareña.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
That's all. Thank you.
God bless.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask all you want, lad.
Ok, global, tío, gracias. Sí, el caballo, fíjate, le hemos puesto un atuendo ahí un poco guapo.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Me quería comprar uno, pero es que son
Everything
carísimos.
about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
That's all. Thank you.
Todos dicen lo mismo, macho. Hostia, ¿aprendemos a leer? ¿Aprendemos a leer ya que estamos aquí? Venga. Hola.
Good day to you.
Que necesitamos leer, para aprender.
I've come to ask if you'd be willing to teach me to read.
Why, it would be my pleasure. Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of time and a few groschen for my trouble.
All right. I don't want to waste time. We can get started. The sooner I master it, the better.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days so I can put you through your paces, if indeed time is of the essence.
Un par de días.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start.
A ver, vamos a aprender a leer.
He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit. There's
Leer el libro.
on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through.
Un día un campesino acudió al nido de su ganso y allí descubrió un huevo amarillo y resplandeciente. Al tomarlo resultó que era pesado como el plomo y a punto estuvo de arrojarlo considerando que se trataba de una broma. Más los Ah, más lo pensó mejor y a su casa se lo llevó. Y pronto descubrió para su regocijo que era un huevo de oro puro. Cada mañana sucedía lo mismo, y pronto el campesino se hizo rico vendiendo sus huevos. Cuando más rico era, más codicioso se convertía, y queriendo hacerse con todo el oro que el ganso le pudiera dar, lo mató y lo abrió para descubrir que en su interior no había nada. Hostia. ¿Vale? Es fuerte, ¿eh? Se me trababa la lengua ahí como... Vale, lo he leído ya. He leído el libro.
Wonderful. So tell me,
Contame qué habéis
what have you
aprendido.
learned?
¿Qué hemos aprendido? Contaba algo sobre un fulano de un ganso. Tengo que volver a leerlo. Que ser codicioso no compensa, efectivamente.
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letters. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you place in them ought to be no less so.
Does that mean that I can read then?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a lot more reading yet. Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really want to be able to read, there's no getting away from Latin. There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to tackle Latin.
You're a clever lad. You'll manage.
Leer latín. Ulsu et ibere time malso, ut not alica apte rupsoi, liberi muti magistri sunt, optimus rotium et uciacquis brevis turimina diect. Si sabéis alguno latín, perdonadme, ¿eh? Pero yo no tengo ni puta idea. Vale, lo he leído.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Hostia. Nutus et liberani malus ut nonne aliqua part drop it. Nullus et libertam malus ut non aliquia parte prosit. Dulis libertam malus ut non aliquor parte prosti. Hostia, no tengo ni idea. Dules libertam malus ut non alicor parti profi. No sé. ¿Este?
Dullest liver tam malus ut non liquor party profit.
Not bad, my boy. Good effort. You're almost there. But you better go back and read it again.
Also, es libre time marso ut non el arquilia aparte del sport. Libre motivo geste son óptimo rotor. Vale, sería ulso et libro marso ut non arquilia. La arquilia.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what's written there?
Nusus libere malus ut non arquilia. Este.
Nullus est liber tam malus. Ut non alique parte prosit.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent. Well, there's nothing more I can teach you. Congratulations. You can go and be ordained right away.
Thank you, Dominic.
Thank you.
I'm feeling a lot wiser.
Vale, pues ya sabemos leer. Ya estoy. Tenemos que seguir investigando, tío. Nada, pues sigamos.
You weep like a baby, but oh, wait until you get them in your mouth.
Good health to you.
I've come in the name of Sahanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
My respects to you.
I've come in the name of Sahanush of Lipa.
Of course. Ask away.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight. Nobody liked him much, but I wouldn't wish an end like that on any man.
That's all. Thank you. I've come in the name of Sahanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre.
I don't know how I can help you, but ask if you must.
Nada, esta gente ya no sabe nada, tío.
Watch where you're going.
My respects to you.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Around here, you should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing.
I've come in the name of Sahanush of Lipa.
Mozo de la cuadra.
I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof. Now a murder.
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you want.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened...
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us some...
That's all. Thank you. I've come in the name of
I don't know how I can help you, but...
That's all.
Nada.
Thank you.
Cabbage! Lovely, delicious cabbage!
I've come in the name of Sahannish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask all you want, lad.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered? Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
How would I know?
Do you know who Lubosh used to spend time with? Kin or friends?
I don't know, since I don't go to alehouses.
That's all. Thank you.
Vale, voy a ir al sitio donde lo asesinaron a ver si encuentro algo allí. Otra cosa no sé, porque todo el mundo dice lo mismo.
Armour? Well, it seems Lubosh wasn't your everyday crofter. And judging by the bloodstains, it looks like he lived the way he died.
Pues nada, tengo que seguir preguntando a la gente. Tengo que ir también a arreglarme al sastre. O a quien sea que me arregle la... A ver.
My respects to you, sir.
I've come in the name of...
I don't know nothing about her, but ask...
Have you noticed anything
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
Me dicen lo mismo todos, tío.
That's all. Thank you.
¿Ya está haciendo con mi caballo?
God be with you.
God be with
I've come in the name of Sahan.
I don't know nothing about it, but
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
come to think of it, he was in church.
Todo el
I
mundo
was
igual, tío.
wondering.
That's all. Thank you.
Todo el mundo igual.
Ah! Watch where it's going, you lout.
Que te den. Pues no sé, ¿eh?
I've come in the name of Sahanish of...
Ask all you want, lad.
Have you noticed anything...
Everything about him was suspicious. I always gave him a wide berth.
That's all. Thank you. I've come in the name of Sah...
Ask all...
That's all. Thank you.
Are you looking for someone?
Oh, Lord Almighty!
Joder, que no te he tocado. Pues no sé, chicos, no sé.
Hey, who's there?
No sé, no sé. A ver. Bueno, vayamos aquí, a ver qué es esto.
What's that? Are you looking for someone?
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sahan...
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a young fellow like you?
That man Lubosh who was murdered...
He was a strange one. Oh,
Todo lo mismo, tío.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I don't think he was home at all. Wait,
Do you know anyone Lubosh...
I really don't know. As far as I know...
That's all. Thank you.
Vete a la cervecería a esperar al cura. Y aquí, pero es que tengo todavía... Descubrir más sobre Luz el Renco. Vale, vamos a la cervecería. Tengo nada de comida.
Coming.
tenemos que dormir, ¿eh?
There. Satisfied? Here.
Aquí no está el cura, ¿eh? Lo vamos a esperar jugando los dados. ¿Qué os parece? Mientras.
Fancy throwing a few dice?
Sí, al anochecer. Hacer oferta. Ve.
Finished.
Vaya por Dios.
Ale for me.
Ale.
Down. I'll have a beer.
Uf. Una pincha, cabrón. No.
Now you.
Este no se arriesga, ¿eh? A ver. Esto y esto.
Ale for me.
This'll be the one.
Here. Here. Enjoy.
Pincha, cabrón, pincha.
Coming.
Venga, tira otra vez.
Certainly. I'll fetch it right away.
Oh
Bien.
no.
Ahí hay puntos. Ahí hay puntos. Venga, a chuparla. Creo que he esperado mucho. Esto está cerrado, ¿no? ¿Ves? Es que sois un normal. Es que sois un normal. ¿Qué hace, Raúl?
What are you doing?
Ay, Dios mío. A ver dónde duermo yo ahora.
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sah.
Of course, ask away.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Que cargue una partida para atrás. No, ahora vuelvo todavía. Un momentito. No pasa nada.
That's all. Thank you.
Lo que pasa es que necesito dormir.
Good day to you. What do you need?
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Light.
I don't know nothing about it, but ask all you.
Have you noticed anything suspicious?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to... I was wondering what he was up to.
Nada, todo el mundo igual.
That's all. Thank you.
Esta parte de la misión, tío, me está tocando los huevos.
away from people if you can't ride a horse, you moron.
A ver si puede ser. Con el cura de los collones.
Cabbage! Lovely, delicious cabbage!
I've come in the name of Sahanish.
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast.
Do you know what Lubosh...
What do I care about that scoundrel? I was glad he stayed up.
Do you know who Lubosh...
He was always alone.
That's all. Thank you.
Hey!
Good day to you.
I've come in the name of Sahanish of Lipa.
I don't know nothing about it.
That's all.
Jesus!
God be with you.
Father, didn't I see you outside practicing swordplay? I wouldn't have expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. I practiced with a stick. Reminder of my youth and days gone by, and it helps keep me in good form.
Ya, pues ya creo. No vea el cura si se está haciendo de roga, macho.
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
Cheers, neighbors.
Coming right up.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Ganarse la confianza del
What about
sacerdote.
your kin?
Ahora lamento.
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovno. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child.
Esta parte es muy buena. Espérate, cabrón.
And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
Pull me one.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujit, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claimed. Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujits is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. The tongue-lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. The journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the Church is drowning has turned to poison, and nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution. What if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend to heaven too? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs, while Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Otro trago.
That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear
No
someone
tengo que
say
ganar la
what they think
confianza, o sea que
themselves,
hay
but
que
are
hablar
afraid
con
to
él.
say aloud. Things
Hay
that
que
make them
sacarle las
angry.
palabras.
And they're calling for change. In a few years, it'll have grown beyond control. You mark my words, the people will rise up, and the church will be shaken to its very foundations.
Yeah, unless they burn him at the stake first.
Nonsense. They can't burn a master of the most respected university in Europe.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boozes and lives in sin with a woman and then criticises the Pope
Vaya a criticar al Papa.
for debauchery?
No, I don't.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do you think of this Jan Hus?
He's certainly a wise man. A little overzealous for my taste. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning drinking and lying with women.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew
Esto
you
se nos
wouldn't
va a
let
ir
me
de las
down.
manos. Ha alcanzado un nuevo nivel de bebida.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap.
Una copa nada más, ¿no?
Na kraj panuje sej smutek, do dnie i rano utek, niech już małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne saje brak, już sej moi słaby murzyn, nie chciałby bejbie i
Esto es lo que pasa, que sienta una, venga otra, venga la última, bueno, venga la última, venga la última, venga, una más. No pasa nada, una más, venga, va. Bueno, venga. Esto es mucho de
Enough of this!
Hostia.
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks? and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Hombre, no trata de ser cura, coño.
You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Hostia, Henry. Pues si Henry no pone con la taza. Bueno. Ayuda a Google.
Arena.
Total, no estás pillando nada, ¿sabes?
Shit! Way off. Come here, lily liver. Oh dear.
Hostia, que me caigo para el lado, tío.
Well then, come on, you shit.
Subir al campanario, pero si es que no veo, tío. Madre mía. Madre mía, no me lo puedo creer.
And Henry too, I'm sure. Right, Henry.
Hostia, Henry.
Are you out of your mind?
Hostia, Henry, ¿cómo va?
They can say what they like.
Un vato ciego. Un vato ciego, tío.
Watch the step, my
Cuidado con el escalón, querida. No saca ahí.
Godwin,
Venga, pasar, señoritas. ¿Pasas? No me lo puedo creer, tío.
Here we are. Look at
Vale,
this.
vamos a tocar la campana.
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
This is
Hostia, pobre. Maldito sordo.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here.
Hostia, tío. ¿Qué has hecho, Henry, tío? Hostia, el cura, tío, dándole ahí la hostia con Sara ahí.
What do you say, Henry? Shall we take a little ride of our own?
Está cabalgando, dice. Voy a tener que poner los rombos estos de mayores de 18, ¿eh? Qué fuerte, tío. Qué fuerte. Hostia, tío, ¿pero vamos haciendo la cabra o qué? Hostia.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Hostia, el cura, tío. Qué fuerte, tío. Me gusta.
Godwin, you beast! Get up! Do you hear me? Wake up, you drunkards!
Oh, fucking hell!
Sangre de Cristo.
Where the? Oh, what the? Oh, who the hell are you? Oh,
Ah, no me conoce,
Henry.
¿no?
My great friend Henry. Didn't we have a wonderful time?
Well, you certainly did, you old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts. Oh, my poor suffering stomach. Oh, what was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten?
Where the fuck am I?
What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me.
I'd like to help you, but...
You can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got it. Suppose that Sir Ratzig's protege. You just came from studying in Prague. And you want to share the words of Master Jan Hus, who you recently heard preaching there. Henry, look, from what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Vamos, ya nos faltaba ya.
Well, all right. But I can't make any promises about what'll happen.
No, neither can I.
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday in the tavern, and that's that. No need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know about Lubosh.
Christ almighty. Fine then. We have a deal.
Wonderful. Let's get to it then.
Madre mía, dar el sermón.
What is it?
Estoy ciego, tío. La iglesia. Vaya paranoia, tío. Venga, buenas noches, Gus, tío, gracias. Hostia. Hostia entrada, tío.
I thought he'd never show up. The swoop.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait. Look at him.
Hostia, vaya dos, tío.
Any minute now he'll throw up.
Pero se voy...
I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
Pero se voy en bolas, tío.
In nomine Patris, et Filii,
et Spiritus Sancti. Amen. Accepit panem in sanctas at venerabiles a manus suas. Hac facite in meam commemorationem.
No ha bebido. Era la moza de anoche.
Brothers and sisters, you may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof. You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where, by the grace of God, was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching. I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Now I'm curious.
Hostia, Henry, ¿verdad que valía?
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
Boy has a cheek.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad, because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Hear my words then. The church is corrupt, and her servants seek their own gain more than the salvation of your souls. A priest who fornicates and indulges in gluttony and intoxication is no priest at all. You would do better to be your own priests, each and every one of you, for you have no need for such Pharisees and hypocrites to attain salvation.
Yes! Down with the hypocrites! Down with Godwin!
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Van a matar al cura.
Have you no shame, you pair of buffoons? I'll be writing to the bishop of this. For shame.
Utterly blasphemous.
Can you believe such behavior? For men of the cloth to get drunk at King's church.
Uy, ¿no sale contento o qué?
So, is our deal still on?
Are you pulling my fucking pizzle? I couldn't have done worse myself if I'd puked on the altar.
Well, I'm no preacher.
Yeah, I noticed. And I wasn't the only one.
You can't be serious. After all that?
All what? All you making a complete hash of my sermon? You were supposed to help, not get me into even more trouble. Now I'll have the bishop on my back and all the villagers. Just leave. I need to pull myself together.
And what am I supposed to do?
Find someone else to help you.
Pues vaya tela. Buscar a alguien que sepa.
What the hell?
I was talking to some merchant from Prague about it.
Good day to
He said
you.
it's like
Right
that all
there.
over. Anyway,
Why's that then?
I showed a couple of
Well, the
pieces
roads
she made
aren't
on
safe.
site,
Didn't I
so
see
they
you
have to
outside
hire armed
practicing
double.
swordplay?
And then fellows
I wouldn't have
like
expected that from a man of the cloth.
With a stick. Aye, they're all over.
I practiced with a stick.
That damn Sigismund and his bloody heathens.
I was
Inky
surprised myself,
Charles's day,
but
we
I wasn't
had
sure
decent
Betty
gold
would even want to
everywhere.
sell them. So I asked
Those
for a higher
days are
price.
gone, God
And he said,
preserve us.
that's fine. And started counting out the points.
¿La que hago, tío? Tengo que buscar a alguien. Creo que la he cagado, tío. A ver, ¿dónde me he guardado? A ver si sale bien, tío, porque es que si no...
Come on, Henry. Don't tell me you changed your mind.
Vale, vamos.
What is it? Hey! Be a bit more.
Quita, coño. No habrá sido porque eran bolas, ¿no?
to show up. The swill dog.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast. Just you wait.
In nomine Patris, et Filii, et Spiritus. Amen.
Greetings, brothers and sisters in Christ. I am here to tell you about Mother Church and to show you through my words how she is falling into decay and abandon, how the once great mother of all Christians is losing her dignity and trading in souls like the merchants in the temple. But I am digressing.
That whelp was to preach about the church.
Fallo, tío.
One should not believe in the church, because the church is not God. God is above all things, and the church is but a means to salvation, which the prelates do not care to hear.
He's right.
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, enemies, injustice, hunger and chaos, failed harvests, fires, floods and other catastrophes. And it is all due to the corrupt servants of God who do not practice what they preach. They think sins can be washed away by money, and they sell indulgences, and that's bad, because sins cannot be redeemed with silver.
Prague didn't do much for his confidence.
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to
Eso
preach
te verá
against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember he whose companions were poor.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. For there should be.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about. And what if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from they play dice. Look to your conscience.
Down with the prelates!
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and...
Hear my words then. The church is corrupt, and her servants seek their own gain more than a priest who...
Yes! Down with the...
That is all I heard in Prague.
Otra habrá acabado. Okay.
Have you no shame, you pair of buffoons? I'll be writing to the bishop of this. For shame.
Utterly blasphemous.
Joder, macho.
So...
Vamos a leche cómo coño es el discurso.
What are you doing? What the hell? Huh? Watch where you're going. What?
¿Qué tal? A ver si soy capaz de dársemos en condiciones. Vamos a pasar todo esto.
In nomine et Filii et Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
Brothers and sisters, let me get straight to the point. I'd like to talk about the church and how corrupt it is.
That boy has a cheek.
Vale.
Just as we are commanded to obey the priests in matters of virtue, so are we commanded to defy them face to face if they live contrary to God's commandments.
Hear that, Godwin?
It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk? Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travellers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such abandon that you cannot keep holy the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
Hear my words then. The church is corrupt, and her servants seek their own gain more than the salvation of your souls. A priest who fornicates and indulges in gluttony and intoxication is no priest at all. You would do better to be your own priests, each and every one of you, for you have no need for such Pharisees and hypocrites to attain salvation.
Yes, down with the hypocrites! Down with Godwin!
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
La he cagado con este último, creo. Creo, ¿eh?
Have you no shame, you pair of buffoons? I'll be
Joder,
writing
tío.
to the bishop of this. For shame.
Utterly blasphemous.
Can you believe such behavior? For men of the cloth to get drunk at...
Lo último lo he cagado, tío. Me cago en la leche. Tiene cojones, ¿eh? La última vez, venga. Tiene huevos, tío, por una.
Are you serious?
Damn! What?
Por una, tío, por la última. Vale, ahora pasaremos todo otra vez.
Brothers and sisters.
That boy has a...
Just as we are...
Hear that?
It is the corruption, the accursed... When dogs are... They show no... You want to baptize...
For shame!
It is the custom... Let us remember... He...
Now that's the kind...
No! For there should...
He's right!
Enough about... What if the devil... And what about those? They play... Look to your...
Down with the pellet!
We're forced...
I say to you, in the words of Jan Hus, he who knows much, let him speak much. He who knows little, let him speak little. Let each speak as much as he knows. And he who knows nothing, let him at least teach his neighbour one virtuous deed by setting him good example and refraining from playing dice and from fornication. And that applies both to priests and to you, brothers and sisters.
That's his conclusion.
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Menos mal, tío. Vale, pues está hecha. Nos ha costado de trabajo, me cago en la leche.
The lad spoke well, considering what a soak he is.
He's right, that Hus.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a
I'm
silver
glad he
tongue.
came here. I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague, and he told it nicely.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony. And fornication.
God does forgive.
So, what did Limpy Lubos tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you...
Well, now Lubos came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubos kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubos killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest.
Sí, sería un sacerdote de cojonudo.
And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to sneak out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah, I'll try. Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Ok. Deberíamos de ir también a ver esta tía otra vez. Yo creo que la misión suya no ha saltado. ¿Dónde viene? Ven, anda, ven. No sé por qué, pero me parece a mí que la misión esa, porque no me marcan las mujeres. Me dijo que tenía que seguir a 3 mujeres, pero no me la ha marcado. No sé si lo he hecho mal o que se ha quedado bugueado esto. Esperemos que no. Pues no. Hablar con las mujeres del pueblo. Ah, vale, vale, vale. Tienes un trabajo. Vale, vale, vale. Bueno, pues eso ya lo haremos. Vamos a ir aquí. ¿Esto qué es? Ah, vale, pues vamos a ir primero a esto. Vamos a llegarnos a dormir. Vamos a ver si acabamos con los bandidos. Aquí también tenemos otra misión que tenemos que hablar con la muchacha esta. A ver qué es lo que quiere. Vale. Vamos a dormir hasta las 7. Ahí. Vale, nos vamos a lavar. Vamos a ver si matamos a esos bandidos.
Jesus! Look where you're going!
¿Esto qué es? Vale. Si has sido tú, tonto. Si has sido tú.
A shame I can't swim.
Joder. No puedo tener dos secundarias activadas. Si tengo la de los... ¿Cuántos son? Tres y cuatro.
What's that? What was that noise?
What are you doing here?
Mierda.
Wife, are you? Hey, all of
gather here! Raise the alarm! Alarm! Come here, Lily Liver. Raise the alarm! Watch out!
Over here! Where is everyone? Quick!
No, mira que he pinchado mi caballo. O sea, no te lo pierdas, ¿eh? Ya metí una flecha en mi caballo.
Who's there? What's going on? What's that?
Venga, hombre. Venga, hombre. Venga.
All of you, gather here. Raise the alarm.
¿Tiene cojones o no tiene cojones esto?
To arms! Get over here! Hey! Hey! Who's... All of you, gather here. Raise the alarm.
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great.
Raise the alarm! Watch out!
You call that combat?
Alarm!
Venga, hombre.
To arms! Get over here!
¿No se desangran o qué, tío?
No more fooling around.
Venga, hombre, me deja caer. Y me deja caer.
What's the matter? Come on! You call that combat?
Puta. Se me va. ¿Me muero o qué? Joder, macho, sí que me ha costado. Sí que me ha costado, macho. No vamos a encontrar el escudo, ni de coña. No, ni de coña. ¿O sí? Guay, perfecto. Vale, vamos a por otro.
What the hell was that? Raise the alarm! Watch out! Hey! You're in the wrong place at the wrong time. You fucked up there.
Oh, watch out!
I'm going to...
Whoa! Get over here!
You call that combat? Ah! I'll slaughter you. Ah!
Nada, ¿cuánto te tengo que dar? 20. Ah, carajo. Otro más. A ver, armas, flechas, tengo 7. Vamos a meter esta. Te vamos a llevar, te vamos a meter esto. Te vamos a meter esto. 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 Y esto. Y este vendaje.
What's going on there? Is someone there? Hey, look. What's that? Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! Hey, all of you, gather here! Raise the alarm!
¿Por qué huyen, tío? No sé por qué huyen. No lo veo. No ha podido llegar tan lejos, ¿no? ¿Ve? ¿O sí?
To arms! Get over here!
Vete ya, coño. Joder, lo que cuesta matar a esta gente. Vale.
Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! Raise the alarm! Watch out!
Se va corriendo. Envenenar vino.
Mother of God.
Ven para acá. Joder, muérete ya, tío. De verdad. Párate y lucha, tío. Ah, no muere. Cago en tus 7 padres, tío. Tío, ¿cuántos hachazos hay que darle a este tío? Se ha bugueado seguro. Es que soy malísimo con esto, tío. Tengo que coger práctica. No, que no lo doy. Ya, ok. Joder, macho. La Virgen. No me gusta ese, tío. No me gusta nada. Mata al líder del campamento. ¿Y qué he hecho? ¿No lo he matado? Por el que sí lo he matado, ¿no? Qué cosa más rara. Pues nada, nos queda otra que cruzar. Vamos cargadísimo de cosas, ¿eh? Hay que vender todo y sacar unas perras. ¿Veis? Aquí vamos a venderle algo. Venía a hablar contigo. Te voy a vender anillo de plata. ¿Cuánto dinero tienes? Vale, sí tienes, sí tienes, sí tienes. Sí tienes, sí. Esto. Este. 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 Esto. Esto. Colmillo de jabalí. Esto. Esto. Hostia. Esta. 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 ¿Y esto qué pasa, tío? De negro. Venga, esta vamos a vender. LOL. También. Esto también. Vale. Mirar cesta. Pues estupendo. Esto, 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 esto. ¿Quién queda por ahí, tío? ¿Estás tú global o qué? ¿O quién es el que está por ahí? ¿Quién es el que me acompaña? Esto. Oh, ¿qué coño? Vender. Esto. Vamos a regatear esta vez.
Let's talk about the price.
Why not?
A ver. Conseguir. Conseguir. Se siente, ¿ves?
Satisfied?
Close. Drop the price a bit more and we'll shake on it.
Ahí, global, muy buenas. ¿No existe un lugar donde dejar las cosas? Sí, tengo un baúl en la casa, donde duermo.
Aye, that would do it.
Pero de momento... Oye, porque es muy pesado. Mover el caballo. Mover el caballo. Mover el caballo. Pues es un baúl, hay un baúl en... donde duermo, ahí donde está el molinero. Pero me interesa venderlo. Cargo todo lo que puedo y lo vendo. Como voy a caballo tampoco me cuesta. A la hora de luchar eso sí, pero... Lo siento. Tiran cosas en el suelo, tío, para que la coja. Me reviente. Me paso. ¿Dónde está este hombre? Bien. Vale, está afuera. Oh. Uf, lo que ha faltado a... Lo que ha faltado a calme. Voy a mirar a ver si encuentro una tela de esta en vez de roja, negra, tío. Negra tiene que estar más guapa. Como Batman.
I've taken care of the camp. Where's the proof? Here it is. Pleased to hear it. I've heard about another encampment. It seems it's somewhere near the stream that flows down from Neuhof.
All right, I'll take a look around. I have some, trophies.
Let's see. Good. Good. That's how to treat the bastards.
O sea que he vendido ya todas las orejas. Aquí hay más, tío. Aquí hay más. ¿Quién pagará? ¿Lo ha dicho? Se roba. Se robas. Ese Rubas es el otro, el compi que anda ahí en lo de... A ver. Pues vamos a dejar casco. Todavía no, tío. Ahora que he hecho que he tirado el... Mover a caballo. 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 Ahora. Ay. Ya lo vamos a ir dejando, global. Allí estaba. Creo que es este, sí, el de las orejas, ¿no?
God be with you, Henry.
¿Está aquí o qué? Sí, juraría que estaba aquí. A ver. Vamos al campamento este, ya lo dejamos, ¿vale? Los campamentos estos creo que se rayan, tío. Se buguean los... Se llegan a correr. Historia. ¿Qué es eso, tío?
Who's there? Hey, who's there?
You're in the wrong place.
What's going on there?
At the wrong time.
Who's there?
Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! Yeah! To arms! Get over here!
weak at the knees, have you? Over here! Where is everyone? What's the matter? Come on!
Hostia, que he fallado.
Bring it on!
Esto está bugueado, tío. No puede ser tan malo, tío, con la flecha.
Hey, who's there? Come on! Hey.
Mira el caballo, tío, en la cabeza. Madre mía, qué desastre. Muérete ya, tío. ¿Dónde estás?
What's going on there? Hey, who's that? What's that? What's going on there?
The answer to my prayers.
Who's there?
Just when I wanted to vent my
Over
rage
here!
on someone.
Where is everyone?
Oh!
Quick! To arms! Get over here! Raise the alarm! Watch out! Hey, all of you, gather here! Raise the alarm!
You call that combat?
¿Qué hace? Se ha quedado bugado esto, tío.
Come here, Lily Limp.
Tengo puesto el escudo. Me cago en su puta madre.
Bring it on!
Ow. Well done.
Come and get it.
Yeah! Is that the best you can do?
Bollocks! Ow!
Ah, pero venir uno en uno, cabrones. Bueno.
What's the matter? Come on!
Yeah, but...
Pero si es que...
You'll get what's for. Bugger!
Where could he have vanished to? He must be here somewhere.
Is that the best you can do?
Insolent whelp! You're dead.
Se puede matar el gilipollas ese.
Fuck up!
Joder, cabrón, cómo has jugado eso.
Silly liver.
Ya ven, tonto. No muere. Vale, uno muere.
Fuck! Porra, Go ahead and get it. You're gonna cry now.
¿Está dando el cabrón que con la flecha o qué? No le estoy quitando nada, ¿eh? Le da la flechita.
You'll get what's for.
Pues es que no le estoy quitando nada, tío.
What's that?
Toma por culo.
Cunt.
Cabrón, me ha dado con la flecha, tío.
I'm gonna enjoy this.
No le he quitado nada, ¿eh? Venga, hombre.
I'll slay you, scum. Come here, lily liver.
What's that?
¡Ah!
Oh dear, did that hurt?
Vámonos de aquí, pero ya. Hijo de puta, tío. Te las vendas, tío. Nos hemos librado por poquito. Pero por poquito, ¿eh? Por poquito. Madre mía, la que nos están dando. No le quitaba nada, ¿eh? No le quitaba nada, tío. Y encima el hijo puta de la flecha... Joder, tío. Bueno. Tope. Nos han matado de milagro, ¿eh? Global. Pero de milagro. Son los 47. Varga medio la que nos han dado. Nos han roto todo. Pues no sé si ir otra vez. Pero si le he dado, tío, y no le he quitado nada. A ver, mejorar, tengo que mejorar, esto claro, pero que es que le he dado unas pocas veces y no le he quitado nada. Lo que necesito mejorar es las armaduras y todo rollo ese. Ese lo puedo matar con la flecha. Oficiándolo. Teníamos ahí unas pocas de cosas y no lo hemos mirado ni siquiera. Hostia. ¿Eso?
Will I never? What's that?
Is someone there?
Siéntate, cabrón.
Well, look at
Hostia.
rolling out from under some rock. Raise the alarm! Watch
¿Qué
out!
me has visto, tío?
Gone weak at the knees, have you? Hey! Alarm! Ah! Is that all you got?
Ya pasa, tengo... ¿No mueres?
Is that all you got?
Hostia. Hostia, esquiva, ¿cómo ha esquivado? No le quito nada, tío. No le quito nada, es que no le quito nada. Corre, corre. Sálvate. Esto se queda bugueado algo, tío. Los que se desangran. Puede ser que se desangren, ¿eh? Se queden...
Enough.
What the fuck? Párate, cabrón. Joder, macho. Hola, Pablo. Sí que nos ha costado, sí. Levántate, coño. Voy a ver, hacer esto y hago. Pues no puedo porque está... Estoy hasta los topes de peso. Joder. Aquí tengo que volver, ¿eh? Tengo que volver a mirar el campamento, que deja un montón de cosas. Nada, tío, tener que ser así con las flechas, si no... Lo que yo no sé por qué dejan de pelear, tío, se para. No lo sé. Ah, te has quedado enganchado. No sé, tío, no sé qué pasa.
I feel quite hungry.
God be with you, Henry.
¿Tienes pasta? Sí, tío, sí. Te vendo. Eso. Te vendo eso. Te vendo eso. Te vendo esos. Eso. 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 Esos. Eso. Esos. ¿No me quedo sin escudo? Ya lo vendió. Vale, vamos a llevarle las orejas a... al nota este. Lo que no sé dónde está el otro, tío. ¿Dónde estará el rizal este de los cojones?
I'll have to get something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry.
¿Estás comiendo ahora o qué? ¿Estás comiendo, no? Uf, estoy de los campamentos hasta los cojones, ¿eh?
God almighty, has something happened to you? Did someone steal your fancy clothes?
Tengo todo lleno de sangre, tío.
I've taken care of the camp.
Where's the proof?
Here it is.
Pleased to hear it. And that's not all. There's some trouble on the road to Sasau. There's most likely another camp thereabouts.
Understood. I have some, trophies.
Let's see. Bastards deserved it.
Can I ask? Thank you. That's all I wanted to know.
Henry! Just the man I want to see. I need help with something.
What's the problem, sir?
The Archbishop's vicar has come to Uzhitz. I don't know why exactly, but the rumor is that he's on the hunt for heretics, which frankly never meant any good, especially for me.
What should I do about him, then?
Firstly, find out why he's really here. He might truly be on the hunt for heretics, which wouldn't be good news. Or it's equally possible he's here to size up my estate, which would be even worse.
I understand. And then what?
The best thing for me and all concerned would be for him to pack his bags and go back to Prague.
And how can I, encourage him to do that? I can't just kick him out, can I?
No, of course not. But if you can make him believe there's nothing to find here, he'll be off in no time. So tell him I've sent you to assist him.
I understand. And my task is to assist him in finding nothing.
Indeed.
Very well. I'll get going straight away.
Good luck, lad. And be careful. Clergymen are wily weasels. So take care.
I'll be careful. Don't worry, Sir Hanush.
Alone, but he can't live without it either.
Good God, you look terrible. Did someone attack you?
Hey!
Kettles for water, baskets for food, torches for fire.
Henry, I'm glad you came.
Jesus Christ be praised.
¿32, 36, 23, 33, 37, 32. ¿33, 37, 40, 24? Este está más guapo, ¿no? A ver, 33, 37. A ver, porque es que la estoy liando. La estoy liando gorda. A ver, es que estoy haciendo esto. Vale. Esto. Vale. Me falta sombreras, ¿no?
What the hell was that?
I'm glad to see you.
Henry, I'm glad you stopped by.
I'm honored that a knight such as you takes an interest in me.
Vale. Esto tengo que arreglarlo también como sea, tío. Armadura de piernas no tengo, pero bueno. Vale, lo vamos a dejar aquí. Me voy a comer una de estas. Ok. Bueno. Poco a poco vamos... Poco a poco vamos haciéndolo con cosas un poco mejores. Así que nada, gente. Nos vemos mañana si Dios quiere. Y seguiremos mañana otro directillo de esto, supongo. Vale, como siempre, muchas gracias por acompañarme y por los likes. Saludos. Hasta mañana.